Hello Collective, this is Debs and of course this is your TGIF for Friday the 20th of March 2026. So here we are guys, I hope you are well. Let's delve in and let's start with the sign of Aries. Here we go guys, the deck that I'm using is the Vintage Tarot. Everything you need is down below. The timestamps are in the description box. Okay guys, do remember that. If you want a private reading, my website is in there too. All the decks are listed and the link is there to join the channel. So here we go guys, let's jump in. Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Aries? This is Friday the 20th of March 2026. What do we have for Aries? Thank you, Michael. One card jumped, two cards jumped. Okay. Three of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in, wanting to work on a situation. Or you could be feeling, Aries, it is time for pastures new. You could be heading to an interview in another area, hoping that you get the job. You could be happy to relocate, if I can speak. All right, or you could be wanting to work on a situation at a distance to bring about change. We will see. All right, deck is ready. Are you ready, though, Aries? And I don't know where that came from. Are you ready? We will see. We will see, guys. Yeah. So, wanting to work on a situation at a distance. Or Aries, you could be deciding, you know what, I'm going to go for a job in another area. This could be a career reading for you. We will find out. Oh, Michael wants those on the board. Archangel Michael wants those on the board. Okay. So those are very important cards for you, Aries. All right, guys. The Four of Swords. Thinking very intensely about a situation. Taking some time to step back. Okay, guys. King of Cups. Ooh, King of Wands. Aries, this could either be a same-sex connection. You could be thinking about working on a situation at a distance with a King of Cups. Okay. Or it could well be, Aries, that you are wanting to do something creative. You're wanting to do something exciting. You're wanting to do something that fills you with a sense of purpose. You could be a female sat in your masculine, simply deciding it's time for me to do something I really want to do. Maybe you've been in a really boring job, Aries, and this is you thinking, you know what? I want to spread my wings. I want to do something that I really love doing every single day. You could be thinking about moving, setting up a new business, something like that. Now, if you're a feminine Aries and this is love, you could be trying to make a decision about what you want in your life. Do you want to be with a King of Cups? Do you want to be with a King of Wands? All right, let's carry on, guys. Six of Swords. Whatever this is for you, Aries, you want to move yourself to a calmer phase of life. You want to feel relaxed about where you are in your life, what you're doing. The Empress. Okay. Ace of Swords. Okay, Justice. Aries, this is you sitting in the energy of the Empress. This is you sat in the energy of the Empress. Okay, guys? What I'm feeling here is you may have a choice, Aries, between a King of Cups and a King of Wands. It may well be that one of these two kings lives at a distance. The other king you might have been with for a period of time. You're thinking, do I want to heal the connection with one king, or do I want to move forward into a new connection with a king who lives at a distance? You want to move to calmer waters. You're sitting in Empress energy. The truth is, you want balance in your life. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. This has been a long time coming, Aries. You have been thinking about making a change for quite a long time. 5 of Swords. 9 of Swords. Wow, guys. 10 of Wands. Oh, my goodness. Sitting in stress, feeling a bit burdened, my Aries, about moving into a new cycle. Okay. What it feels like to me, guys, is, and you can read these cards differently, that's fine. What I'm seeing here is you wondering whether or not you should work on a connection that might have faltered. You might have had a fling with someone that you found very attractive. I think the person that you might have had a fling with is the King of Wands. You may be thinking, do I want to move forward with a King of Wands, end my relationship I'm in, or do I want to patch up a situation, heal a relationship with maybe a King of Cups? What do I want to do? You may feel, Aries, if you had a bit of a dalliance with a King of Wands, that you may have sabotaged the connection with a King of Cups, right? Knight of Pentacles. Sitting on the fence, I think I've sabotaged the connection with my King of Cups. Very stressed about that, feeling burdened. So should I move forward with a King of Wands? Aries, you're trying to make a decision as to what you want to do. Okay, guys. Underneath the deck, we have the World. The 4 of Wands. The Hierophant. Taurian energy. Yeah. 2 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, Aries, I mean, this is you simply thinking, what am I going to do? This is the age-old question. If I stay in my long-term connection and decide to work on it, it's going to give me that sense of stability. You might have built the 10 of Pentacles with the King of Cups. This is somebody you may be married to, Hierophant, 10 of Pentacles. But you're also thinking, if I close out the cycle with the King of Cups, would I move into a serious relationship with the King of Wands, 4 of Wands? Would it actually get to the point where it will be worth leaving my King of Cups to pursue the King of Wands? Would it be worth it? 9 of Wands. Aries, you don't know what you want to do here. You don't know what you want to do here. It's as if you're scared about leaving behind your sense of stability, maybe married to the King of Cups, but you're wildly attracted and in love with the King of Wands. You're thinking of building a new life. You're thinking of you guys moving in together. It's a decision you don't know if you're ready to make in the month of March. Okay? 7 of Wands. Yeah. You could be receiving a lot of messages from your King of Wands. Come on, Aries. What are you going to do? And this is you fielding them off, thinking, I am not ready to make a decision. I still don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I'm ready to leave my marriage or separate from my long-term partner. I don't know if I'm ready. So Aries, you are in the process of trying to make a decision. You know the truth about your legal contract. It could be that it's financially stable, you've been together for a long time, but there's no fulfillment, no passion, no connection. You're in love with the King of Wands, but are you in love enough to let go of the 10 of Pentacles? You don't know what you want to do. Aries, I think we should see what your King of Wands wants to say to you and your King of Cups. I think that's going to help you make a decision. Let's do that. So here we go, guys. Hidden truth. Archangel Michael, what would the King of Wands want to say to my Aries? This, I feel, may be the king that you might have had an affair with, developed a connection with. This is the individual that I think you're in love with, Aries. Tell us about the King of Wands. What would the King of Wands want to say to Aries? I knew exactly what I was doing. Okay. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So this affair has ended at this point of time, Aries. It could be because you might have said to the King of Wands, you know, I can't make up my mind. I'm really sorry. I do love you. But if you're asking me to leave my husband and go through divorce, that's a really serious matter. So you may not be communicating at the moment with your King of Wands. You two are in separation. I want you. Okay, but he does want you. Let's have a look and see what your King of Cups wants to say to you. I think this is your partner, Aries. Yeah, he feels that you are leaving him behind. He feels, Aries, that you are interested in someone else, or you may have admitted to your King of Cups that you fell in love with somebody else. But he couldn't let you get close to him, a bit closed off. Maybe that was half the issue, Aries, because you're very passionate. And if you've been in a relationship with someone who found it difficult to open up, that's tough, right? That's tough. I wish I could share my good news with you. Aries, your King of Cups may have had some good news. It could be relating to work. He could have got a promotion, something like that. But you two aren't communicating. So I don't know, Aries, whether or not you're simply living elsewhere. You've disconnected from the King of Wands because you're not quite ready to divorce, and I think he wants you to. You don't know what to do with your King of Cups. You don't know whether or not you want to heal the connection. But I don't think you're living in the same property. So at the moment, you are separated from the King of Cups and the King of Wands. You're sort of mulling things over. But why do I feel with this message from the King of Cups, who could be your partner, Aries? I wish I could share my good news with you. It's almost as if he saw you as a good friend, or the relationship slipped just into friendship, right? And that might have been the issue, Aries, you know? I've been with this person for so long, we're more like flatmates. But you're not quite ready to end things with him, to be with your King of Wands. Because he's not saying, I'm wildly in love with you. He's actually telling you he was a bit strategic. He has let you go, even though it was difficult. He wants you, but this isn't a huge declaration of love. So what you may be thinking about, Aries, is, well, I'm not about to leave my husband if this King of Wands is simply just very attracted to me. I want to know it's going to go somewhere, and you don't know for sure. So Aries, to be honest, I think in the month of March, you are simply going to sit back, take stock, think about what you want, maybe communicate with the King of Wands to figure out whether or not he sees this moving forward into something serious. I get the impression he wants you to divorce, but are you worried, Aries, that when, you know, the shine's off the wine and you move into a living together situation, is it going to be something that's going to last? Was the excitement with the King of Wands the fact that you were married and therefore unobtainable? Do you feel he enjoyed the chase, but once you're single, things are going to change? He's going to lose interest? Aries, I think this is you taking a step back in March to seriously think about what you want in your life, to think about your connection with your King of Cups, and also figure out what your King of Wands is planning on in the future with you. Where does he see it going? You need to have that important conversation. Okay, guys? Alrighty, Aries, I am leaving it there. Have a lovely weekend. And we're now moving to the sign of Taurus. So here we go, my beautiful Taurians. Happy Friday, guys. Hope you're well. Let's delve in, find out what's going to be happening for you Friday, the 20th of March, heading into the weekend and into a new week. Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Taurians, please? Friday, the 20th of March, 2026. Taurus, I'm hearing the word avoidant. You may be avoiding someone, avoiding broaching a topic with somebody, not really wanting to have a conversation with someone about something important. It might be, Taurus, because you simply don't know how you feel or what decision you want to make. So you may be pushing someone back a little bit. Not sure yet, right? Not sure what I want to do, not sure how I feel. You may be avoiding someone or a topic. Okay. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy. You're trying to see the bigger picture, Taurus. This is you wanting sort of a bird's eye view. Well, let me take myself up out of a situation and look at everything from a much bigger perspective. The Eight of Pentacles. The Three of Swords. Wow. Taurus, you may be wanting to work on a heartbreaking situation. And wow, my voice is gone. Interesting. Yeah, my throat chakra is affected here. Four of Swords. You're wanting to work on a heartbreaking situation to heal it. Wow, Eight of Cups. Because you're afraid, Taurus, that someone might have left your life for good. This is you thinking, okay, do I want to work on this or not? Okay. Nine of Pentacles. King of Swords. The Star. The Four of Wands. Taurus, this is you wondering whether or not you want to patch up a relationship, to be honest. You're trying to see the bigger picture. Do I want to work on healing the heartbreak, to mend the connection? I think you and your partner have separated. Eight of Cups. You two might have needed some time apart. This could even be you having moved into legal separation. What you're thinking about is your King of Swords has basically said to you, okay, Taurus, what do you want to do here? Do you want to be single? Do you want to go through divorce? Do you want to end it for good? Or do you want to heal the connection and patch things up? What do you want to do? This King of Swords is pressing you for an answer, Taurus, which tells me I think he would be willing to patch things up with you, but he is waiting for your response. I think you've been sitting on the fence. High Priestess, yeah. You're trying to use your intuition, Taurus. You didn't really want to talk about this at this point. Knight of Wands. The Sun. Okay, Taurus. This is a little bit more complicated. I think you gained enlightenment that your King of Swords might have had a fling with someone. Sat in the Knight of Wands, you were enlightened about this. Could have been he moved towards somebody at a distance and you found out. Queen of Cups, yeah. He might have had a fling with a Queen of Cups at a distance and you found out, Taurus. Yeah. I've got to be honest, I think your King of Swords wants to know what you want to do. And it's interesting because it's almost as if he's put the ball firmly in your court. If you're willing to forgive me, Taurus, then we can mend this. What he's then going on to say is, but if, Taurus, you do want to be single, you do want to divorce, I won't stand in your way. We can approach a lawyer and do this properly. We can heal from this situation, both of us. Taurus, you do not know what you want to do. You don't really want to talk about this yet. You may be feeling that if you mended the marriage, your partner may head off and restart the fling with the Queen of Cups again. You may be wondering, if you do move into divorce, would your partner want to get serious with the Queen of Cups? You're sort of emotionally all over the place. What you're also thinking about is if I did decide to go through divorce, I would be financially stable. Because maybe there's a lot of money wrapped up in a property, Taurus, and you know that you would be financially secure if you decided to move into divorce to be single. Underneath the deck, Page of Pentacles. You two may have a child together. You may be sat in nostalgia about childhood memories. With the Ace of Wands, though, you're also thinking, can you trust your partner? Wheel of Fortune. Should you move into a new cycle? You feel betrayed, Taurus. This is a really difficult decision for you to make. Emperor. Taurus, I think you feel betrayed by your partner. You may feel he sabotaged the connection and now he's putting pressure on me to find out what I want to do. Do I want to divorce him? Do I want to be single? Am I ready to patch things up? Taurus, you're not ready to talk about this yet. You're not ready to talk about this yet. All you're thinking about is your partner made a foolish mistake, headed off, had a fling with someone, and now he's sort of trying to pin you down. Okay, Taurus, we've had enough time apart. Which way is it going to go? What do you want to do here? And you're a bit cross. It's as if I have every right to take my time to think about this because you're the one that had a fling on me. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm not ready to make a decision. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's see what your Emperor would want to say to you. Archangel Michael, what would Taurus's Emperor say your husband, Taurus, want to say to Taurus? Yeah, I will wait for a sign from you. Well, I think he now wants to know what you're going to do. He's been waiting for a sign. Does Taurus want to move through divorce? Does Taurus want to be single? Or does Taurus want to patch things up? Ball is completely in your court. I hope that you'll forgive me one day. Yeah. He may know that you haven't forgiven him yet for this infidelity. The timing just wasn't right for us. I don't know, Taurus, whether or not you two had any familial issues, any financial issues. And then you found out that your Emperor had been unfaithful and everything blew up because it was almost too much. You were too overwhelmed. Or this could be him saying to you, look, the timing wasn't right for us previously to discuss whether or not we wanted to end this. There was a lot going on in our lives. But I think he's getting impatient. I think he's getting impatient. Taurus, what would you want to say to him? What is your soul actually feeling you want to do? What is your soul calling for you to do? Okay. Taurus, deep down, even though you may not have wanted to admit it, I think you feel this is done. It's time for me to heal now. I asked for another message from you to your Emperor, Taurus, because I think you've been sat in confusion. But deep, deep down, subconsciously, I think you know this is over. I think you know this is done. But this is you maybe not wanting to face the fact that it's done. But if you feel it is, Taurus, it may be worth closing the cycle out so you can move on and heal. Okay? All right, guys. So, my lovely Taurians, I am leaving it there. Have a good weekend. And we're now moving to the sign of Gemini. Hello, my gorgeous Geminis. Happy Friday, guys. I hope you are well. Let's delve in, find out what might be happening for you over the next few days, okay? Archangel Michael, what do we have for my Geminis, please? Masculine or feminine? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do we have for Gemini? Friday the 6th of March. I don't know why I'm seeing this. I'm seeing somebody jump out of a taxi in the pouring rain with a brolly, and they are diving into a restaurant, shaking themselves off and looking around to see if they can see someone at a table. You may be meeting someone for dinner, Gemini. You may be running a bit late. Okay. Could be a very wet evening. I'm seeing that. All right. Gems. 3 of Wands. You're waiting for your ships to come in. You're wanting to embrace change. You may be thinking about somebody who lives at a distance. The Emperor. Ooh, Gemini. 6 of Swords. 8 of Wands. A lot of communication about moving to calmer waters. After a Tower moment. Okay. Now this can straight up be a decision about reconciliation. Okay. 9 of Swords. There's stress here. Sleepless nights, Gem. About something that was hidden, or sleepless nights because you're sat in fear. Cancerian energy. 3 of Pentacles. Fear that this might pertain to a third-party situation because you found out the truth. Okay, the truth is there's somebody else in the mix. All right, Gem. 5 of Cups. Not feeling particularly happy about the situation, but you do love this person with the Knight of Cups. It's as if your head's fighting your heart, right? 8 of Cups. You turned your back on this Emperor, Gemini, because you found out he was involved with somebody else or found out he was married. Yeah, there was a lot of drama. 5 of Wands. There was a lot of drama. He's apologized. You begrudgingly accepted his apology, but you just weren't happy. Okay. Gem, I think this Emperor is telling you, look, I want to embrace change. I'm ready to act with integrity. I want to move to calmer waters with you. I'm so sorry it was a Tower moment finding out that I was maybe still legally married. I know you were stressed. This is you sat in fear. Oh my God, I'm in a third-party situation. I didn't know. The truth came out. You're not happy with the situation, Gem, but you know you love this Emperor. You walked away from him after the truth came out, but you've been conflicted because the love is there, right? Underneath the deck, we have the King of Swords. You may be wanting to ask him whether or not he plans on divorcing in the future. Right? 7 of Wands, you're a little bit defensive with him, and I'm not surprised because High Priestess, he kept a secret. He didn't tell you he was still married. He didn't tell you he was still married. Judgment. You've asked him to face Judgment Day, Gemini. 5 of Pentacles. You've basically said to him, unless you get divorced, unless you fully leave your other connection, I'm walking. I'm sorry you feel left out in the cold in your marriage, but I'm not prepared to stay in some third-party situation. You have to make a decision relating to your 10 of Pentacles relationship, right? What are you going to do? Because I'm sat here feeling really burdened, says Gemini to this Emperor, because I want to move into a beautiful connection with you, but I'm not happy to stay as the other woman. I don't blame you, Gems. I don't blame you. Yeah. So, guys, let's have a look and see what this Emperor wants to say to you. Let's have a look and see. Here we go. Hidden truth. Archangel Michael, what would this Emperor want to say to Gemini? I lost myself for a little while. He might have been very unhappily married, met you, one thing led to the other, you guys fell in love, and then he just couldn't bear to tell you because he thought he'd lose you. He knows he should have acted with integrity. He knows he should have told you the truth, and there's guilt about that. I'm not available. Okay. I'm not available. So many things remind me of you. Okay, it's as if he's told himself, Gemini, he is not actually ready to divorce. He's not available for a long-term commitment, but he loves you and you love him. So he's hoping, Gemini, that you can sort of work something out. He's pursuing you, Gemini, even though I think he's going to stay married. And you're having sleepless nights thinking, he should have told me he was married before. I don't know what to do now because I'm in love with this guy. You're hoping he's going to divorce Gem, but I've got to be honest, at least for the next few months, I don't think that's what he's planning. He just feels guilty. He didn't tell you he was married before. I think he wants to carry on a third-party situation, Gemini, hoping that you love him enough to accept that. But Gem, I think you're angry deep down. I mean, this is you walking away. I don't care if you love me. This is you walking away, you know, walking away from the drama. He's apologized, but you're not very happy with him. I think, Gems, what you're going to realize is he does love you, but he is not ready to divorce. And that might be something that you can't accept. You may decide to detach. Okay, Gem? Yeah. So guys, a tricky reading, but I do hope it's helped some of you. Take care of you. Have a good weekend. And we're now moving to the sign of Cancer. So here we go, my lovely Cancerians. This is Friday, the 20th of March, 2026. Unbelievable. Firmly into this new year. I still can't believe it's 2026. I think I'm back somewhere in November 2025 somehow. So Archangel Michael, what do we have for my gorgeous Cancerians? Friday, the 20th of March, 2026. What do we have for Cancer? Thank you, Michael. I don't know why, I'm seeing a frying pan and it's sizzling with hot butter. There could be something relating to the phrase butter wouldn't melt. Maybe you're feeling as if somebody's played the innocent and they're not actually that innocent. It could be there's a very sizzling hot connection, Cancer, but you don't know whether or not you can make something of this, right? There may also be something here relating to, you don't want to move from the frying pan into the fire. You don't want to make something worse. Interesting. All right, guys, make of it as you will. Let's see what comes through. The King of Cups. Okay. My female Cancerians, you could be thinking of a fellow water sign. Or you could be sat in your masculine, Cancer. You could be a guy. The Moon. Wow. Strong Cancerian energy. That's your card with the Moon. Okay. Eight of Swords. Cancer, you're in some kind of mental prison here. You're thinking about a toxic situation, or you could be in your head about a Capricorn. Knight of Cups, or a younger water sign. Wow, guys. Cancer, I've got to be honest, I think you have really deep feelings for someone, but you're in your head as to how they feel about you. Is this just a very strong physical attraction, or do they love you? You're trying to figure that out, Cancer. You don't know. You don't know. Ooh, 10 of Swords. Oh my goodness. The Lovers. Okay. Cancer, a lover situation ended very painfully. And I think with the Nine of Pentacles, you've either been thinking as a masculine about a woman who's single. Does she love me? I don't know. Or as a feminine Cancer, you may wonder whether or not a King of Cups actually loves you, or whether or not he's just wildly attracted to you. Because you have a lot to offer if you're sat in the Nine of Pentacles. The Fool. Is it worth the risk? Is it worth finding out the truth? Do they love me? Don't they? Queen of Swords. As a masculine Cancer, you may feel a Queen of Swords is a bit strategic. Is she blowing smoke on my backside? Right. Does she want a fling? You may not know. As a feminine Cancer, you're very guarded. You don't know about this King of Cups. You're not sure you trust him. Yeah, I mean, this is a conversation that I think, Cancer, whoever you are in the mix, you want to have with your person. Do you love me, or are you just obsessed about hanging on to me, or is this just lust and desire? Two of Wands. You're not moving forward, Cancer, until you know how this person really feels. It's too risky for you. You may be talking to other people about what you should do. Should I just ask this person outright if they have feelings for me, or would that be embarrassing? Particularly if they say, no, just wanted a casual connection. You don't know what to do here, Cancer. Eight of Pentacles. I think you want to work on it, whoever you are in the mix. I think you want to work on this connection. If this person genuinely has feelings for you, but if you recognize that this is someone who is just finding you very attractive, I think you might walk away. Underneath the deck, guys, we have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, communication. Communication, Ace of Wands. All right. Cancer, there was a one-night stand or a very quick fling. You two are not at the moment in communication. It might have just been for the last few days. You don't know. Is this going to move forward into some kind of relationship? Is this person developing feelings for me, or is that it? Was it just one night, or was it just, you know, a lot of chemistry between us and they've moved on? You don't know. Nine of Wands, you're feeling a bit burdened because I think you develop feelings for this person, Cancer. You're feeling a bit cross that they may not be communicating with you. You want to know, Judgment, you want to know what this person has planned. You want to know. Page of Wands. Was this just flirtation? Was this just one night? Or are they going to come back to me to say, okay, it'd be lovely to meet up with you again. Let's start dating. You don't know, Cancer. I think, guys, you're very confused. The Magician. Yeah. I mean, I think you want to manifest something out of this. We have your card of the Chariot underneath that. I think you want to manifest a relationship out of this, but if you realize this was just a one-off, I think you decide to just turn around and forget all about this person, move forward in your life and put it down to one of those things that happened, right? You need to know. So Cancer, let's find out. Let's have a look and see how this person feels about you. Here we go, guys. Hidden Truth. Archangel Michael, how does this person genuinely feel about my Cancerians? What's going on with them? They want to feel that way again. They might have felt a very strong connection with you. They are wanting a repeat, right? They're wanting a repeat performance, Cancer. Maybe it was fantastic physically. I don't know. Ooh, this person's a bit obsessed with you. I can't stop thinking about you. Well, Cancer, that's good news, right? That's good news. Okay. All right. They know they crossed the line with you. Cancer, they may have said something a bit brash, a bit harsh. It might be they went on about how great things were physically, and then they thought, oops, shouldn't have done that. I made light of this connection when actually I'm a little bit obsessed with Cancer. They feel a bit of a fool, to be honest. I think they've got genuine feelings for you, Cancer. I would hold back and give this person a little bit of time to reach out. Or if you are a masculine, the feminine energy would expect you to reach out, Cancer, and express how you feel. Okay? Yeah. Whoever you are in the mix, I think, Cancer, your person does have feelings. They may have distanced themselves a little bit to figure out whether or not you felt the same, right? Yeah. So, guys, I think all that's needed is a serious sit-down conversation. But you can inject some humor into it. If you guys are meeting for dinner, a dinner date, then Cancer, you may say to this person and laugh and say, well, it was a great night. I didn't know whether or not we'd see each other again. I'm really glad we did because I wasn't sure about how you were feeling, and make light of it. Okay? Yeah. I think this could move forward into something beautiful, Cancer. Lovely energy. So, guys, I am leaving it there. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care of you. And we are now moving to the sign of Leo. So here we are, my beautiful Leos. Thank God it is Friday, guys. Hope you got a good one planned. Let's find out what's going to be happening for you guys over the next few days, right? So Archangel Michael, what do we have for my beautiful Leos? Friday, the 20th of March, 2026, heading into the weekend and into a brand new week. I don't know why, I'm seeing somebody looking at a pile of papers. They're rolling their sleeves up and they're thinking, right, let's get into this. Leo, you may be starting a project. You may be wanting to sort out paperwork, documents, contracts, statements, invoices. And it may be because you want to clear the decks to jump into something new. You may want to seriously get organised, Leo, simply that. Let's see what this is all about. Yeah, I'm hearing the word organisation. Okay, need to get really organised. All right. Wow. What are you planning, guys? What are you planning? Okay. The Emperor. Aries energy. You could be sat in the energy of the Emperor, or you could be a female thinking about the Emperor. The Page of Wands. The Death card. Wow, Leo. Judgment. Goodness me. Knight of Pentacles. All right. Leo, this could be something as simple as you organising your will, amending your will, right? Making a serious judgment call, thinking about when you've passed. Okay, you may be wanting to say to someone who could be an earth sign or a Sag or a Scorpio, you're going to be receiving money in my will. Obviously, it's not going to be for a few years. I just want you to be aware of that. You could be giving someone that information because you may feel as if they are expecting money from you. If that's nothing to do with the situation, you may simply be wanting to pass someone some good news that you are transforming the situation, you've made a decision, and you want to commit. This could be love. This could be love, Leo. It may well be that you have an Aries, a Scorpio, or a Sag, or an Earth sign moving towards you to say, hey, sorry I've been dragging my feet. I've got some good news. I'm ending the relationship I have been in because I want to commit to you. Queen of Swords. Why do I feel, Leo, you are sat in the Queen of Swords? Queen of Cups. Leo, you want to know whether or not this person is either being strategic with you, withholding money, saying you will get money in my will, but not until then. I just want to make it very, very clear. I will not be giving you any money until it gets to the point where the will is read in many years. Maybe, Leo, you have been expecting money from this older individual, member of your family. If this is romance, Leo, you may be asking this person a serious question. Do you really love me? I mean, do you genuinely love me? Ace of Swords. This is you finding out the truth. And you're feeling a little burdened pertaining to the truth. You're just feeling a bit burdened, Leo. Okay. The Star. Aquarian energy. Justice. Thinking about a legal contract. Four of Swords, taking some time to step back and really consider how you feel about what this person has said. Yeah, they've given you a very straight message of truth with an apology. Okay. Wow. So Leo, if this is you talking to this Emperor about will, inheritance, estate, something like that, they are making it very clear, Leo, that they care about you. You could have been wanting early inheritance. It's just not going to be available, okay? And you may think, okay, well, that is a bit of a shame. You might have been expecting a bit of early money, Leo. But what you're recognizing is, well, at least I know now, right? So I can budget in the future. It could be as simple as that. It may well be, Leo, that this is someone who's giving you some good news that they are thinking of ending the relationship they're in to commit to you, but you're a bit suspicious. Do you genuinely love me? Because the truth is, this was a situation that caused you burdens in the past. You've healed from the situation. Now you're sort of back in it thinking, oh my goodness, they're thinking about divorce because they want to heal the connection with me. The truth is, they're apologizing because they want me back in their life. You're not sure if you can rebuild the trust, Leo. Underneath the deck, we have the Strength card. This is your energy, Leo. You're going to hold back to do some thinking. Eight of Swords. Just don't go down a rabbit hole, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Seven of Pentacles. You may be looking at past mistakes, Leo. Seven of Cups. You're sitting in a little bit of confusion. How do I feel about this? The Sun. More Leo energy, enlightenment. Six of Wands. Two of Swords. Okay. All right. Leo, if this is about will, inheritance, estate, it may well be that you've been in your head thinking about the fact that this Emperor might have made some financial mistakes in the past, but the enlightenment coming through is he may feel, Leo, that you're doing very well. Six of Wands, you don't need any extra money. And so he is saying no to giving you any more family money. If he gave you a little bit in the past, early inheritance, there's going to be no more until the will is read. He's making it very clear. And this is you thinking, okay, all right, you may be confused, but why does he think I'm doing so well? Because actually financially things aren't good, but that is just his opinion, okay? If this is romantic, you may be slightly nervous thinking, this Emperor now wants to make a move on me. He's telling me he is transforming his situation. He's ending a relationship to commit to me, but it's been a long time coming. He made some mistakes in the past. He wasn't honest and truthful in the past. I don't know if this guy's going to make me happy with the Sun. I don't know. Is he just wanting to feel as if he can win me back with the Six of Wands? I think with the Two of Swords, Leo, you may sort of push him back a little bit and say, well, thank you for apologizing, but I need to think about this because there was something that happened in the past, Leo, that caused you to have to pull back to heal. He might have broken your heart and said, I'm not ready to leave a relationship, and you're just not wanting to go back there. Is he definitely ending his relationship for good, right? Yeah. So Leo, interesting energies. Let's have a look and see what this Emperor would want to say to you. Here we go, guys. Hidden truth. Whatever situation you're in, whether or not this is will, inheritance, estate, whether or not this is someone saying, I've decided to divorce my person to commit to you. Let's have a look and see what this Emperor would want to say to you, Leo. He's becoming a better person. He is wanting to act with integrity, be open and honest. Okay, beautiful. All the cards on the table, as it were. He lost himself for a little while. If this is an Emperor who pursued you, Leo, drew you into a third party, he's basically apologizing for that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was not my natural energy. I was just very attracted to you. But I'm now ready to come back and offer you a commitment because I'm leaving the person I've been married to. If this is a family member, could be grandfather, could be uncle, could be your father, then what he's saying is he made some financial mistakes in the past. He is now wanting to act with integrity. But the difficult message of truth is, Leo, if you were expecting a large amount of early inheritance, he simply is not able to do that. It could be he's got his own financial issues to sort out. Or he may, Leo, have got the wrong end of the stick, and he may feel as if you're sitting in the energy of the Six of Wands and the Star. Leo's doing very well financially. They don't need any extra money from me, right? Then this is someone who is pulling back because they simply feel as if you're okay financially. Okay. What else does this Emperor want to say to my Leos? What else? Interesting. I wish I treated you better. So this could have been someone who breadcrumbed you, gave a lot of early inheritance to somebody else, didn't give you the same, you were angry. Even though this Emperor wants to do the right thing, he's basically saying, really sorry, but you will be receiving money, your fair share, in the will. He wants that to be the end of that. He's sorry, difficult message of truth, but you're going to get money in the will, okay? If this is an Emperor who is ending a situation to be with you, he might have treated you like a one-night stand or a quick fling. He's apologizing for that. He's realizing he developed feelings for you, Leo, and he is coming back to commit. The thing is it too late? Can the trust be rebuilt? Right? How do you feel, Leo? Let's just get a message from you to the Emperor. Whatever situation you're in, how do you feel? I couldn't let you get close to me. If this is about will and inheritance, you might have shut yourself off from the Emperor because you thought that what he did was very unfair, very unjust. Okay. And you were very upset. He might have treated other family members in terms of giving them a lot of early inheritance, and maybe he missed you out, or he thought he could get away with not giving you anything. And you might have felt very upset about that. If this is romance, you didn't want to open up fully to the Emperor, Leo, because you might have become aware that he was involved with somebody else. How do you genuinely feel about this Emperor? I mean, what do you want to do here, Leo? Are you going to give him a second chance or not? What else do you want to say to the Emperor? Wow. It was very difficult when you distanced yourself in the past, but you did it, might have been out of self-preservation, or you did it, Leo, because you wanted to reduce the heartbreak. You wanted to lessen the pain of what this person had put you through. How does this Emperor feel deep down? I just want to get another message. Does he feel guilty at all? I'm becoming a better person. I lost myself for a little while. I wish I treated you better. Ooh, he knows he messed up everything. So either he messed up will, inheritance, estate. He knows he upset you. Or he might have felt he missed the boat with you, Leo, because he wasn't honest with you in the past. He drew you into a third party and then just disconnected. Maybe when he found out the truth. I've got to be honest, guys, I think it's going to take quite a lot for you to open up to this Emperor again. You may never feel the same way about this Emperor again, but at least, Leo, you know the truth, right? You know the truth about what's going on with him. So the ball will be in your court. All right, Leo. I am leaving the reading there. Have a really good weekend. Take care of you guys. And we are now moving to the sign of Virgo. All right, my beautiful Virgos. Are you ready, guys? Happy Friday. Hope you're well. Let's figure out what the cards are going to say. Right, Virgo, let's have a look and see what comes through for you. So, Archangel Michael, what do we have for Virgo, please? Friday, the 20th of March, 2026. Okay. I'm hearing someone say to themselves, yes or no. It's just got to be very straightforward. I either say yes or I say no. There's no middle ground. There's no grey area. There's no sort of, well, maybe. There's no, well, let me think about it. I have to say yes or no. So Virgo, you may feel put on the spot. You may feel somebody wants an answer. Wow. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. It may be, Virgo, you've been in your head about something. You're coming through maybe as the Queen of Pentacles. And Virgo, what you're realizing is time is up. Somebody wants an answer. Michael wants those off the table. Interesting. Somebody wants an answer, Virgo, yes or no, from you. Let's have a look, see what's going on. All right. Page of Wands. Queen of Swords. Okay, Virgo. Ace of Wands. Wow. 5 of Wands. 9 of Cups. Okay. Virgo, I think you've been very angry with someone, very short with someone, because you found out about a fling or a one-night stand. There was a lot of drama, and you called someone out for sitting in overindulgence. I think, Virgo, this is you and a partner. I think they are pressing for an answer from you. Virgo, do you want to end it? Do you want to patch it up? We can't sit in limbo for the next few years. What do you want to do here? What do you want to do here, right? 7 of Wands. Virgo, you haven't known what to say. You just felt very defensive. 3 of Wands. You've been thinking about ending it, thinking about embracing change, because this person admitted to a third-party situation. You found out the truth with the Ace of Swords. I think your partner is wanting to know, Virgo, whether or not you are going to forgive them. Can you mend this? Or whether or not you want to end it. You might have said to this person, I need time. What they are saying to you, Virgo, is time is up. You've got to give this person a yes or a no. There's no more waiting, no more thinking, no more being defensive, no more saying, I'm not sure. You have to give them an answer. You may know you do. But this might have been very difficult if they cheated on you. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been deliberating and very defensive because this person cheated on you. High Priestess. You haven't been wanting to talk about this. You've been keeping this to yourself. 6 of Pentacles. You've been trying to push your emotions down, feeling that this was an unequal give and take situation. It may well be, Virgo, that with the 6 of Pentacles, you have been considering whether or not you want to divorce this person, but you might have been worried about having to juggle money. The Empress. You're coming through as the Empress. You're coming through as the Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. The Star. Virgo, this is a challenge because it may be you lived a very good life with this person. It might be you had a lovely home, money in the bank, things were good, and then you found out they cheated and there was drama. You've been hiding how you really feel with the High Priestess. What you haven't wanted to say to this person is, I have been considering divorce, but I have been sat in a lot of stability in a kind of wish come true situation, and I've been worried about juggling money. What you haven't wanted to say to this person, High Priestess doesn't speak, is, I don't think I actually love you anymore, but I'm terrified of losing my financial security. And no judgment, Virgo, because this person cheated on you, right? Underneath the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. You're looking at the past. You're looking at how long you have been with this person. You're also looking at your finances. Seven of Swords. You're thinking about the fact that this person went off, possibly at night, cheated on you with a third party. You're wondering, well, how many other people did this person cheat on me with? I mean, was there more than one lover? How long has this person been cheating on me? Has it been years? Has it been months? You're very confused as to whether or not you want to patch up this family situation. What you're thinking about is, can we ever get back to the Ten of Cups, where there was love, right? There was closeness. Eight of Pentacles. Do I really want to work on mending this? Or should I talk to my person about divorce and finances, settlement? You don't know what you want to do, Virgo. What you're thinking about is the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of money at stake. Again, Virgo, you are trying to make a really serious decision. Your person's given you quite a lot of time to think about this. Could be several months. What I think you want to say to this person is, I think we should divorce. But you're very, very nervous about, moving forward as a single divorced woman without the financial security, stability that you have enjoyed up until this point of time. But maybe, Virgo, the truth is you don't love this person anymore. You know they don't love you anymore. This would be you just accepting that this would be you two reconciling for stability. Whereas you could break out of this and move into a very loving partnership with someone else. It will be a more fulfilling relationship, maybe with somebody new. Let's have a look and see, Virgo, what your person would want to say to you. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Archangel Michael, what would Virgo's partner want to say to Virgo? They're putting pressure on you, Virgo. They want to know, is it yes? Is it no? Do you want to stay? Should we divorce? How does Virgo's person feel about Virgo? Okay, they want to feel that way again. Virgo, they want to patch things up with you. They want things to go back to normal. They want to mend this. They are absolutely convinced that you two can get back on track. We will be together again. We will be together again. I replay our conversations over and over. Virgo, you may have given this person a piece of your mind. You may have said to this person, okay, well, I found out you've been cheating on me. We have a lot to talk about. I have a few things to tell you, right? I want to tell you how I feel. You might have been bottling up emotions over the last few years. You might have had a very straight, rather intense series of conversations that your person's been thinking about. But I think your partner wants to feel that way again. They want to patch things up. They are convinced that you two can make it work. But Virgo, you have to give this person a yes or a no. What are you going to say to them? What are you going to say to them? Wow, okay. You may know that this person was somehow sitting in pain. Maybe you felt, Virgo, they fell in love with a third party. And so they tried to make it work with you because they felt things wouldn't work out with a third party, and that upset you. I know I was a distraction from your pain, is what you would want to say to this person. Did you feel they fell in love with a third party? And so they just threw themselves back into the relationship with you, back into the marriage with you, to sort of mend their broken heart. And that might have cut you very deeply. I kind of know why they're doing that, right? Why they wanted to spend a lot more time with me, because the third party's out of the picture. They're trying to heal themselves. That might have been painful. Yeah. What you're saying to them is, finding out the truth crushed me. Yeah. What else would you want to say to this person? I left when I saw you with someone, so you saw this person with a third party. Now, whether or not that was a photograph online, whether or not somebody said to you, I saw your partner out with so-and-so, they were looking very cozy, who is that person? Or whether or not you caught them and you said to this person, right, I'm leaving. I saw you out and about with so-and-so. You didn't see me, but I saw you, and you might have separated. Virgo, I have to be honest, this feels to me as if you know the love is gone, but I think you are very nervous about losing your financial stability. It is totally your decision, guys. It is totally your decision. What you're thinking about primarily is you have been sat in the Ten of Pentacles. This is a very secure relationship. You could live in a beautiful house. Your partner could be earning quite a lot of money. You might have had a pretty good life. Could you rebuild the trust with this person? It's up to you, guys. Okay? All right. So, Virgo, I am leaving it there. Have a really good weekend. Take care of you guys. And we're now moving to the sign of Libra. So, my lovely Libras, hope you are well, guys. Thank God it's Friday. Let's jump in, find out what might be happening for you over the next few days. Could be the next couple of months. Timing is always fluid. So, Archangel Michael, may we have your guidance for my beautiful Libras? Thank you, Michael. Masculine or feminine? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Friday, the 20th of March, 2026. For Libra. Wow. I'm actually hearing deathly silence, which is very unusual for me. I usually get channeled messages coming through left, right, and center. You're very, very quiet, Libra, in March, in this period of time. Very quiet. You could be doing a lot of intense thinking. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. The Two of Wands. Yeah. You're doing some thinking, Libra, because you are standing at crossroads. You're standing at crossroads. You may be feeling left out in the cold, or you may be worried about money. Nine of Cups. Three of Wands. Libra, you are thinking about embracing massive change, but you don't know whether or not you've got the courage to do this, to make this change yet. You may also be sitting almost berating yourself as well. Is this overindulgent of me? My ships will come in, but I'd be leaving people out in the cold, or I'd be upsetting someone, but I want to do this. You're off and on in your head. Libra, bless you, it's as if I want to do the right thing, but you may know that this action, whatever this action is maybe going to affect somebody else. It could even be financially. You're thinking about this. Queen of Swords, you're coming through in feminine energy. You're really thinking about this. Should I do this? Knight of Wands, should I go for what I really, really want? You're having sleepless nights about this. You're having sleepless nights, Libra. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Okay, Libra. It's definitely a year of endings and beginnings, guys. 2026 breaks down to a 10 and a 1. Libra, I think somebody at a distance has told you they want to commit to you, Knight of Pentacles. But it means that you would need to leave your partner out in the cold. And what you're thinking about is, my partner doesn't deserve me to do that, although my ship will come in with someone that I have feelings for. Queen of Swords, you're in your head. You're thinking. Knight of Wands, I could follow my passion and sit in the Nine of Cups and be incredibly happy. But with the Nine of Swords, you're very stressed because this might have started as seriously just a one-night stand, a fling. And what you're thinking about is this new connection really going to last? Or is it just going to burn out and I'm going to look back thinking, wow, that was a mistake? You're in your head, Libra. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Three of Cups. Yeah. Okay. Libra, I think your card is Justice, right? I think, Libra, you had a really straight conversation with your partner to say, okay, cards on the table. The truth is, I did move into an affair situation. You might have met someone at a party, at an event, at a work do, whatever this is. You admitted the truth to your partner. And you might have even have said to your partner with the energy of justice, I am considering divorce. But Eight of Swords, Libra, you have been in your head as to whether or not you really want to go through with that, because you don't know if this other connection is going to last. Temperance. And so you have been coasting. You have just been coasting. Yeah. So Libra, you have a decision to make. You don't know what you want to do here. You've been in your head about this. You may even need to relocate to make this work. But what you're thinking about is, I would have to leave my partner, who may not have done anything wrong, out in the cold. So you don't know, Libra, whether or not you have the courage to do this. There may also be a child in the mix, or children. Got a page here. It's a challenge, guys. Underneath the deck, Seven of Cups. Yeah, you've been sat in emotional confusion. You might have been thinking, well, there's no love in my marriage anymore. If I did divorce my partner and it didn't work out with this other person, I could move forward with somebody else. Four of Wands. You may be confused as to whether or not this lover of yours is going to want the same things as you, possibly to marry in the future. Seven of Swords. You're thinking about the fact that you might have hidden this affair from your partner. Magician. Three of Swords. This is you realizing that you manifested bringing heartbreak to your relationship. the Chariot. You might have been in a long-term commitment with a Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini, a Cancerian, an Earth sign. We have Sagittarius energy here too. You're thinking it's going to break this person's heart if I say I want to leave. But you're really thinking about it because you are dreaming of your wish come true. You're dreaming of sitting in the energy of the star. Six of Swords, you're dreaming of moving to calmer waters. But Libra, the Empress, you're very stable in the connection that you're in. And so you're in your head with the energy of the Hermit. I don't know, for some of you, you could be married to a Virgo. But this is you, Libra, needing to do a little bit more thinking because this is a really serious decision that you need to make. And this is interesting because this type of reading has filtered through in a lot of the other readings for this particular period of time. I'm not surprised, you know. I'm not surprised. Jan and Feb for many people were very busy. March is a time where people are really thinking, okay, what do I want going forward? So, yeah. Let's find out, Libra, what your person that you are thinking about being with, your lover, let's put it like that. Let's see what your lover would want to say to you. It might give you a bit more information for you to make this decision. Here we go, guys. Archangel Michael, what does Libra's person want to say to Libra? I remember every detail of that day, maybe the day you met. There was one specific day that they remember, Libra. Oh, be careful. Okay, I hid who I really am from you. I hid who I really am from you. But they're becoming a better person. Okay, Libra, they may have thought, oh, you know, Libra's a married woman just wanting a fling. That's fine. You know, I'll pretend that I want to commit to Libra in the future when actually this was just passion. They might have grown up and done some thinking, Libra, and realised that they really do want to build a life with you, but they didn't before. They didn't before. They were just wanting a fling. Okay. What else would they want to say to Libra? I feel as if we need more information for you guys. I wonder if you're happy without me. So you have disconnected from your lover to do some thinking. They're thinking about you. I hide behind material things. Libra, this is someone who may be thinking that if you received a large settlement payout, if you got divorced, they would be very comfortable because you would be a relatively affluent divorced woman. Just be a bit careful. This person is all about financial stability. I hide behind material things. Just be a little bit careful, Libra. You're not sort of going from the frying pan into the fire. I knew exactly what I was doing. Libra, I've got to be honest, I think you might regret leaving a stable partner out in the cold for this person because you may later realise that all they really wanted was a fling. They're also very finance orientated. And they initially hid from you who they really are deep down. They are becoming a better person. Your influence is rubbing off on them, Libra. But I don't know whether or not you trust this person enough to say get divorced. You may want to get to know this person at a deeper level. There's something about their energy that makes me feel a bit nervous for you. They're all about the money, Libra. If they know that you're going to end up with a hefty settlement if you divorce, they may have dreams of living in a beautiful house with you because you have the money. This could be a masculine who's broke, who's thinking, okay, well, once Libra gets divorced, I'm going to live a really good life because Libra is going to get a massive settlement. Be very careful, okay? So guys, I am going to leave the reading there. I really hope it's helped. Take care of you. Have a good weekend. And we're now moving to the sign of Scorpio. So, my gorgeous Scorpios, here we go, guys. Lovely to be with you. Let's see what the cards have to say. Archangel Michael, what do we have for my beautiful Scorpios, please? Friday, the 20th of March, 2026. What do we have for Scorpio, please? Thank you. I'm hearing someone say to themselves, I can't get them off my mind. I just cannot get them off my mind. Okay, Scorpio, you may be thinking about someone. It feels as if you want to let them go emotionally, but you're finding it very difficult. The Nine of Swords. You may be having sleepless nights. You may be thinking about this person at night. Can't get them off my mind. Oh, the King of Wands. This is someone you find very, very attractive, Scorpio. Wow. There's you, Queen of Cups. You know you're in love with this King of Wands. But he could live at a distance and you've been standing at crossroads. What do I do about this guy, right? Page of Cups. You could be a single parent. Okay, you're thinking, well, I'd have to move. How will that work out with my child? You could be thinking you've apologized to him because you've been standing at crossroads. You didn't know whether or not you wanted to move this forward. He's been waiting for your answer. Temperance, yeah, you've been coasting. You could be in love with a Sag, masculine, Temperance, King of Wands. King of Pentacles. Wow. Scorps, I've got to be honest, I think this King of Wands wants to be with you, wants to even marry you. But have you been holding back because you're not certain that you're ready for this type of really serious commitment? Two of Swords. I don't think you're ready for marriage, Scorpio. Eight of Cups. There may also be a slight fear that he is still legally married and this will be a living together situation. He could still be legally married. He could be coming through as the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. And even though you find him very attractive, Scorpio, what you're thinking about is Two of Swords. What if he just leaves me after a period of time and goes back to his wife? It'll be very easy for him to do that. He may want you two to live together. Scorpio, you're not sure. The Ace of Cups is on offer. But this might be a third-party situation. Now, guys, you know, everyone's situation is very different. He could have been separated from his wife for many years, but you may have had it playing in your head, you know, what if he does decide to go back to his wife? And I changed my life to be with him, to live with him, and one day he just walks out, right? Knight of Wands. You're also wondering, Scorpio, whether or not he's just wildly physically attracted to you or whether or not he genuinely loves you because you love him, Queen of Cups. You're also thinking, Scorpio, that you have a lot to offer. In the nicest sense, do you really need to accept a man who is still married? Could you find someone who is completely single? Wow, Scorpio, I think you've made your decision deep down. Even though you cannot get this man off your mind, even though you find him incredibly sexy, very attractive, you know he wants you, I've got a feeling that what you're going to say to him is you would only move into a very serious living together situation with him if he was totally single. That may be a condition. If you start divorce proceedings, I would change my life to be with you. Yes. Or Scorpio, for some of you, what you're going to decide to do is say to him, I am so sorry. I do love you. I do want you, but it's too risky for me. I'm going to remain single. I'm sorry, it's too risky, right? Yeah. Underneath the deck, guys, let's have a little look. Six of Swords. Six of Pentacles. Yeah. What you're going to say to him is, look, I'd be happy to move into a beautiful connection with you and maybe even relocate to live with you, but you would need to start divorce proceedings, dividing the assets. Six of Pentacles. Right? Yeah. Because what you have had to cope with is a few sleepless nights thinking about the fact that maybe he's still married with a Hierophant. With the energy of the Star, this would be a dream come true. But I think, Scorpio, what you would really ideally want is to be in a situation where you two have the chance of getting married in the future. And if you were living with a man who was still legally married, then there would be no chance of that. You would, in actual fact, in reality, still be his live-in lover, right? Eight of Pentacles. What you're saying to him is, if you start divorce proceedings, I would want to work on this, but you would need to make a really serious judgment call, right? To completely end the other relationship. And you may feel, Scorpio, he might want to do that because with the energy of the Devil, you know that either he's obsessed with you two living together, Ace of Pentacles, or you may feel, you know that his long-term commitment is very toxic. And if you put pressure on him, he may decide to divorce. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to give him an ultimatum. You are going to say to him, yes, but only if you start divorce proceedings. If not, I am so sorry, but it's too risky for me. Because ultimately in the future, I want us to get married. And if you stay legally married, that wouldn't be possible for us. Yeah. Okay, Scorps, you are telling it like it is. Good for you guys. But let's have a look and see what this King of Wands would want to say to you guys. This is the King of Wands, who is also the King of Pentacles. Okay, Scorps? So here we go, guys. Let's have a look and see what this King of Wands, King of Pentacles wants to say to you, Scorpio. You're coming through as the Queen of Cups. Archangel Michael, what would this masculine want to say to my Scorpio females? I replay our conversations over and over. You may have talked to him before, Scorpio, about his plans for the future, as in, do you plan on divorcing in the future? What else would he want to say to my Scorpios? He's a bit obsessed. Just being near you is intoxicating. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Scorpio. He's a bit obsessed. He's a bit in love. I will wait for a sign from you. Okay. Scorpio, he is expecting an answer. What he's not expecting is you going back to him to say, I'm going to put the ball back in your court because I would do this, but only if you started divorce proceedings. So Scorpio, I think he has said to you, I want us to live together. What do you think? I love you. I want to be with you. I've been separated from my partner for a while. I don't ever want to go back to her, but you've been deliberating about this. You're very nervous about this. So Scorps, it's up to you guys. I think you're going to give him an ultimatum. If he says, okay, I will start divorce proceedings, I think you would say, fine. You may give him a few months to maybe be halfway through the divorce process, and then you would arrange to move. So maybe you two would end up moving in together, or you would relocate to be with him as he was signing the final divorce papers, right? So you felt safe that you were doing the right thing. it may be, Scorpio, that if he says sorry but no, you may say, well, I'm sorry, but I've decided to stay single and I don't think we should see each other again. It will be a wrench for you, Scorpio, because you do love him. But there's too much fear of you ending up in a permanent third-party situation. Yeah. So, Scorps, I hope that has helped. I am leaving it there. Have a lovely weekend, guys. And we are now moving to the sign of Sagittarius. So, Saggy, here we go, guys. This is your TGIF for Friday, the 20th of March. Blimey, Saggy, all these people getting divorced, thinking about leaving other people, thinking about starting afresh. We are in 2026. So, Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Sagittarians, please? If I don't lose my voice, Friday, the 20th of March, heading into the weekend and into a new week. Sag, you really want to make a decision. You've been sitting on the fence for too long, deliberating for too long, coasting for too long. But you're very nervous. You're worried. Okay. 7 of Wands. You may have been a little bit defensive with someone simply because you were stressed about making a decision. 7 of Swords. You may have been dealing with someone who you felt was a bit deceptive or simply lied to you, and you've been upset about that. 3 of Pentacles. This is someone who wants to rebuild with you, Sag. But this is someone who you feel betrayed you. 10 of Swords. And you've been up in your head about this. I don't know if I trust this person again. Can I rebuild this? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. Oh, guys, I don't know whether or not they started talking to somebody else and you found out. They want to reconcile this, Sag, but you've been very defensive with them, understandably. The Devil. Capricorn energy. Page of Swords. Wow. Sag, you may have called this person out. You may have said to them, you know, I can't believe you sat in this toxic energy. I can't believe you sat in your shadow. I was very upset. Maybe this person, Saggy, juggled you with somebody else and you found out. Empress. Sag. Now, either your person juggled you with a Libra or a Taurian woman, or Sag, you are married and you've been very defensive against your partner because they betrayed you. They want to patch things up, Sag, but you're not sure. Now, I've got to be honest, you could be a Saggy masculine who found out that his wife was juggling him with another guy, and your wife, Sag, as a masculine, wants to patch things up, but you're not sure. Could work that way too, guys. Women can be unfaithful too, right? 6 of Wands. Knight of Cups. Sag, this person also put your nose out of joint because they almost acted as if this wasn't a really big deal. They may have been a bit arrogant with you. You may feel as if they just want to win you back, and if they click their fingers, you're going to come running. And Sag, you're annoyed about that because they hurt you. The Fool. Aries energy. Ace of Pentacles. Three of Swords. Wow. Sag, whoever you are in the mix, you're either thinking this might be a foolish move, or what you're thinking about is this person cheated on me because we spent long periods of time apart. Your partner, whoever they are, might have worked away from home for quite a long time. So you might have had periods of time where you two couldn't be together. And you might be thinking, well, that was the main issue. If that was the case, you may be saying to this person, Sag, this is only going to be able to be resolved if one of us changed their jobs so that we could spend a lot more time together. Then maybe there'd be no danger of us missing each other and cheating happening all over again. You're feeling heartbroken though. This is you thinking, I really don't know what to do. Is this too risky to take this person back? I don't know. Underneath the deck, Saggy, we have the Nine of Wands. You're burdened. You don't know what decision you should make. Page of Cups. I think your person has apologized to you. They're coming through as the Emperor. Strong Aries energy with the Emperor and the Fool. Could be in Aries. Okay, they're apologizing for having a fling on you. They're apologizing for having a one-night stand with a third party. They want to reconcile with you, Sag, but they left you out in the cold. Five of Pentacles. And you're not sure what decision you should make. Magician, Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini, you could manifest this person back. You could work on it, Sag, because I think they passed you an olive branch. Okay? And this is someone who really wants to talk about this. The thing is, you've been in your head stressed out thinking, well, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know whether or not we can rebuild the trust. I don't know whether or not this person's going to cheat on me again. You've been very defensive with them, Sag. They know they're in the doghouse, guys. They know they're in the doghouse. You may need to take a little bit more time to think about this, people. Yeah, because under the deck, Page of Wands, you're angry. You're still angry with this person. Yeah. Okay. Saggy, let's have a look and see what they would want to say to you. Let's do that. Here we go. Blimey, it's been a week of cheating and people considering divorce and separation and third-party situations, but that is life, sadly. That's the life that we're all living right now. So, messages, please, Archangel Michael, from Sagittarius's person to Sag. I replay our conversations over and over. They think a lot about what you have said, conversations you've had. They can't stop thinking about you. You're on their mind a great deal, Saggy. Okay, we will be together again. Now, either this person is simply sat in a super confident energy. Oh, Sag will take me back. Yeah, of course, Sag will take me back. You may be a little bit annoyed. They may feel as if they're all that, right? Oh, Saggy's not going to leave me. Yeah, no. Oh, no, we'll be together again. And it might irritate you. You may feel this person sat in a bit of arrogance. Or Sag, it may well be that they simply feel that you guys could get over this. And you just need some time. It's totally up to you what you want to do, but you're still feeling a bit antsy. You're still feeling a bit, keep your distance because of the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords. They betrayed you. They pulled you into some sort of toxic situation. You spoke your truth. Oh my God, difficult message of truth. Oh my God, you were cheating on me. They're coming in, sitting a little bit on their high horse, Six of Wands. Six of Wands, Nine of Cups. Sag, you will take me back. Yeah. But Sag, you may say to this person, well, I don't know. It's a risk for me. And I've been heartbroken. There could be a conversation here about moving. You two moving closer together to make sure maybe cheating doesn't happen again or this person isn't tempted again. But it's up to you, Saggy. Okay, guys? So, I am leaving it there. Take care of you, and we are now moving to the sign of Capricorn. Hello, Caps. I hope you guys are well. This is your TGIF for Friday, the 20th of March. Can't believe it's the 20th of March. What happened? Anyway, Archangel Michael, what do we have for my gorgeous Capricorns, please? What do we have for Cappy, please, over this period of time? How weird. Jumped out. King of Cups. Okay. How weird, Cappy. I saw someone drawing a big circle with a pencil and then looking at it and rubbing out a section at the top so the 2 points of the circle, there was a gap. Are you deciding not to complete a cycle? Are you deciding to create some distance between you and someone else? Could be a King of Cups, Cappy. You may be deciding to keep your distance from a King of Cups because you're not ready to close out a cycle. Okay. Jumped out. It jumped out. Oh, that jumped out too. All right. I'll pick it up in a moment, guys. Wow, they're coming out on their own. Magician in the reverse. Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini. Caps, you may be feeling a little bit confused emotionally. Do I want to manifest the King of Cups? Do I not? I'm going to get the card that fell, guys. Wow, fascinating. King of Cups again fell out of the deck, but this time he's in the reverse. Now, the King of Cups in the reverse can mean 2 things. In the upright, this can be someone who doesn't really open up, doesn't express their feelings, not very emotional, keeps everything inside. This could be somebody getting very emotional about you, Cappy. Contrary to that, with a Magician in the reverse, with the King of Cups in the reverse, this can literally denote someone who is emotionally manipulative. Okay? King of Cups in the reverse, emotionally manipulative, Magician in the reverse, right? So are you deciding to distance yourself from a King of Cups, Cappy, because you simply feel that they have been emotionally manipulative and you are deciding not to go through with moving this into a relationship? That could be the case. Let's see, guys. 8 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. Judgment. Page of Wands. Nine of Cups. Okay. Okay. Capricorn, you're deciding to walk away from working on this, making a judgment call to do that. You know this person's going to be angry, but you feel deep down that they actually want to be indulged. This is someone who may expect to be financially supported by you, or this is someone that you may feel is potentially sitting in a rather reckless energy, not ready to really commit, but they expect you to commit to them. You're deciding to walk away from working on this. This is a serious decision that you've made. You're thinking about the 10 of Pentacles. You're thinking about the Queen of Swords. Okay, Caps. You're thinking about the Hangman. Seeing things from a different perspective. And you're thinking about your energy of the Queen of Pentacles. So, Cappy, you're a female who I think was trying to make a decision as to whether or not you should move forward with a King of Cups. But after a lot of deliberation, what you've realised was, and it might have been an uncomfortable realisation, was that this person might not have been in a very good situation. So you sat in a lot of financial stability, and this could be you calling them out. I think you just want to be with me because you live a really good life with the Ten of Pentacles, right? You're seeing things differently, Capricorn. You're realizing that you have a heck of a lot to offer. And with the King of Cups in the reverse and the Magician in the reverse, you're afraid that this person planned on emotionally manipulating you to sit in the Nine of Cups, to be overindulged. You're pulling back from working on this. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. You're giving this person an olive branch. I am so sorry, but I've decided not to move forward with this. With the energy of the Sun, what you're going to say to this person is, look, you make me very happy. I'm sure we could grow and expand together. But there may also be distance between you two, Cappy. And this could have been you thinking, wow, you know, if this is going to work long term, they're going to have to relocate to move in with me, or I would have to relocate to move in with them. And it's a really big deal. This is a serious life change. And Cappy, you're beginning to get cold feet. Yeah. This person lives in another area of the world, and this is you pulling back, thinking, oh, okay, not sure about this now. Not sure about this now. This is you sat in fear. This masculine could be, if not a Pisces, they could be a Cancerian with the energy of the moon. But you're deciding to pull back. Yeah. Because this is you thinking this is a big deal. Major decision. You're thinking about the globe. You're thinking about worldwide travel. And you are still stood at crossroads. Yeah. And why do I feel a sense of relief for you, Cappy, that you've made this decision not to pursue this connection? Underneath the deck, the Five of Cups. You feel a bit guilty about this. You might have been really into this person, talked about the future. Yes, 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 you know, we're going to be together. But the thought of actually making a major change to make this happen caused you to feel very burdened. I think with the King of Swords, you might have felt nervous that this person was being a bit strategic, telling you, oh my gosh, you know, Tower, I want to be with you, I love you, you can't leave me, I want this. But what you're thinking about is, well, I feel pressurized now, and I'm not sure that I can trust this person. What you're thinking about, Cappy, is you know that you're sat in the Nine of Pentacles. You're a catch, Capricorn. You have a lot to offer, a lot of financial stability. And I think this person pursued you with the energy of the Chariot, Cancerian energy, but you've been deliberating because it may be you realize they might have been juggling two pentacles, right? They might have had a lot of financial issues. And even though, Cappy, you thought, well, you know what, if they're not earning very much, it's fine, you know, I'm doing quite well. It began to play on your mind, is this person wanting to be with you for the right reasons? I think, Caps, you've been in your head about this. You've been feeling very emotionally confused. And I think you've also been wondering, are they love bombing other people in their area, trying to find somebody who can give them a good life? And I think, Caps, you saw the red flags and you are pulling back. You're pulling back, guys. And I hate to rain on your parade, but I have to be honest with what I'm seeing here. This is you questioning this person about the Ten of Pentacles. And I don't think it's because you feel they are married to somebody else or with somebody else. I think you're nervous that King of Cups in reverse, the Magician in the reverse, they were wanting to be with you for the wrong reasons. And I think you're pulling back. You are not closing out a cycle in your life to maybe relocate to be with them. You are increasing the gap between you two. I think in the nicest sense, Caps, you're hoping they will just fade off into the past. Because as soon as you started to say to this person, oh, I'm not sure about this, it's a really big deal, they put a lot of pressure on you. And that was the red flag. Why are you suddenly saying, oh my God, it's a tower moment? No, 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 no. We have to do this. We have to do this. You might have felt sort of backed into a corner and you began to feel suspicious. Yeah. And this is someone who lives at a distance, Cappy, which may also have played on your mind. I think you've offered this person friendship because you've been sat in fear about moving this forward. And their response may have been a bit cross, a bit angry, a bit antsy with you. And this is you thinking, okay, yeah, no. If they really love me, they would understand that this is a really big deal for me. Let's see, Cappy, what this person would want to say to you. Let's do that. Let's have a look, guys. Archangel Michael, what would this King of Cups want to say to my Cappies? Okay, I regret lying to you. They lied to you about something, Capricorn. They lied to you. Okay. They are becoming a better person. They might have felt very guilty if they did lie to you, and what they began to think about was, I shouldn't behave that way. I shouldn't do things like this. So many things remind me of you. So Caps, you guys may have met. It might have been a holiday romance that you thought, I want to take this further. It could be a work transfer. You guys met, this person stayed in their area, you went back to your home area, and I think this person's been trying to persuade you to move, to live with them. But this is you thinking, I'm just not sure that this is right for me now. There were too many question marks in your head, Cappy. I wish I could share my good news with you. Tell us about the good news. What's all that about? I hid who I really am from you. So this person hid their status. They might have covered up part of their life from you. They've had some good news, Capricorn, but they lied to you and they hid from you who they really are. Tell us more about this person for my Cappy. I don't react when people mention you. So Capricorn, they have kept this connection with you hidden from other people. Their family, their friends, anyone else. Which is weird, right? Why wouldn't they say, oh, I've met this amazing woman and we're going to be spending the rest of our lives together. It's so exciting. No, they haven't mentioned you to anyone. And that's weird, right? Isn't it? This person does want you. It's as if they want to keep hold of you, Capricorn. They want you in their life. They want to be connected to you, but they lied to you. They hid who they really are, and they have some good news, but they somehow don't want to tell you what that good news is. I think there are too many red flags here, Cappy. I mean, you may look at these messages thinking, yeah, Debs, I know exactly what that is, right? I think, Caps, you're going to pull back, and I have to say there may be a sense of relief, guys. Again, I don't want to rain on your parade, but there may be a sense of relief, okay? Something wasn't right here. So, Caps, I'm going to leave it there. Have a lovely weekend, guys. Take care of you. And we're now moving to the sign of Aquarius. So, my gorgeous Aquarius, I hope you are well. This is your TGIF, Friday the 20th of March. Let's jump in and find out what the cards have to say. So, Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Aquarians, please? Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. What do we have for Aqua, please? Friday the 20th of March. I'm seeing somebody sitting on a bench overlooking a very, very still body of water. Could be the sea. Could be a lake. You're in contemplation, Aquarius. You're deep in thought. Deep in thought. Not surprised, right? You guys are of the future. You're thinking about your future, maybe, Aquarius. The Queen of Wands. The Sun. Wow. You could be thinking, Aqua, that someone makes you incredibly happy, someone you're very attracted to. Ace of Wands. Okay. Five of Wands. All right. The Hierophant. Ooh, Aquarius. Okay. Aqua. I am connecting with a masculine who's married and found out, enlightenment, that their wife has been behaving as if she's single. Enlightenment that your wife, Aquarius, has been sitting in the Queen of Wands. Had a one-night stand, lots of drama, and you're thinking about your marriage. That's what I'm getting. You may read these energies differently, but that's what I'm seeing here. Yeah, there was an argument. There was a big argument, Knight of Swords. You might have said to your wife, I can't believe you sabotaged the relationship. I'm so upset. You've asked her to face Judgment Day. She could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Aries, Leo, Sag. The World. Wow. Aquarius, you are trying to make a decision as to whether or not you want to end this marriage because you found out your partner was cheating on you. Justice. Libra energy. The Hangman. Yeah. Yeah. You're looking at the bigger picture, Aquarius, and you are now feeling that you want justice. You might have felt as if you were self-sacrificing in this connection for quite a long time. You may be feeling, okay, I think it is really time to look at divorce. Eight of Pentacles. You're thinking about all the time, energy, money that was spent maybe on this person or building a life with this person. And then realizing that she was off with somebody else. Whilst you were sacrificing, Aquarius, maybe working very, very hard, she was off having a fling with someone. This was a wake-up call for you, Aqua. Yeah, and there was a difficult message of truth, Page of Swords. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have the Strength card. Leo energy. You've been holding back from your person, Aquarius. Feeling very burdened. What do I do about this? What do I do about this? Do I forgive her, patch things up? I don't know. Or do I leave? Chariot. I don't know. Do I leave? Four of Wands. You could be thinking, well, what are we going to do about the house? Would we sell the house? You're sitting in a bit of fear. You may be fearing losing a property, but you're also thinking about the Nine of Pentacles, that she hid the fact that behind your back she was pretending as if she was single. Seven of Wands. And you're realizing that's why she was very defensive with you, Aquarius. Oh, that's why with the Queen of Pentacles, that's why she might have skirted around wanting to get married, because actually, Aquarius, you may realize she didn't really want to get married. She wasn't ready to settle down. She was still kind of in young, free and single mode. And this is you thinking, yeah, no, she wasn't ready. She was still sort of wanting to play the field, even though we were living together. I mean, that's how it feels. That's how it feels. Yeah, you're standing at crossroads. Two of Wands. You're thinking, okay, what do I do now? What do I do now? Three of Wands. I think, Aquarius, you're ready to embrace change. I think, Aquarius, you're ready to let her go. Guys. Yeah. So, Aqua, let's have a look and see what she would want to say to you. So here we go, guys. Hidden Truth Oracle. Archangel Michael, what would this Queen of Wands want to say to Aquarius? Whew, okay, I knew exactly what I was doing. Okay. She knew exactly what she was doing, Aquarius. I don't know whether or not she thought to herself, well, you know, if Aquarius and I live together, it's a lovely, stable connection. I can still date other guys on the quiet. Aquarius isn't going to know. She may not have been ready to settle, but you may have fallen in love with her, Aqua, you know. She knows she messed up everything. Yeah, okay. What else would she want to say to Aquarius? She's afraid to contact you. Wow. So Aqua, if you were living together, she might have packed a bag and said, okay, I'm off to stay with my mom or my best mate, or I think we need some time apart. I think you guys might have been living together because you're thinking burden, Four of Wands, what are we going to do about the house? Or you could have been very, very close, Aquarius, to getting engaged, talking about getting married, and what you realised was she was not ready. She was still actually underneath, still wanting to play the field. She wasn't ready. There might have been an age gap between the two of you. She may have been a fair bit younger. She's afraid to reach out because she knows she's messed up everything. But she was strategic. She knew exactly what she was doing, Aquarius. I'm sorry, guys, this has been a bit of a challenging read. But I'm going to leave it there, Aquarius, and let's now move to the final sign of Pisces. Here we go, guys, my beautiful Pisces. Let's find out what's going to be happening for you over the next few days. Hope you're well, and I really hope this is a good reading. Ooh, these readings have been challenging for this period of time. But there we go. C'est la vie. Archangel Michael, what do we have for my gorgeous Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, masculine or feminine? What do we have for Pisces, please, at this point of time? Pisces, you're resolutely saying to somebody you'll think about it. You're not going to be pushed, cajoled, persuaded. You're telling someone very strongly, I'm going to think about it. I need time. I need time. Right? Don't push me. Don't pressure me. Somebody may be wanting an answer from you, Pisces, but you need time. You may feel somebody's getting a bit desperate. They want an answer, but you need to really consider this carefully. Could be a very big decision. Let's have a look, guys. Six of Swords. The Death card. What I'm initially getting, Pisces, is you've moved yourself to calmer waters and you have transformed your life. I'm actually hearing with very little help from anyone else. So you may have gone through a tough time, Pisces, in the last few months, but you've pulled yourself up out of a difficult situation, which might have been toxic, and you have turned your life around. You're thinking about that. You might be looking back at the past, at a toxic situation, and you feeling heartbroken. And with the Page of Swords, you had to give somebody a difficult message of truth. Pisces, I think this is you having a conversation with someone. Now, somebody may be saying, oh my gosh, a lot's changed in a situation. Things have got difficult. I want to travel to see you to talk, or I think that maybe you should move. And you're thinking, hang on. I move myself to calmer waters. I transform my own life. I managed to get out of a toxic situation that broke my heart. And now somebody's giving me a difficult message of truth, as in, I need, or we need you to do this, to consider this, and you're thinking, why should I? That's what I'm getting, but let's carry on, guys. Ace of Cups. You decided to sit in self-love, Pisces. You had to think about yourself. Someone's coming in telling you that they care about you, but you're feeling very nervous. Somebody wants to talk to you about pulling a family back together again. But Pisces, with the energy of the Hanged Man, you were left to sacrifice. You were left to sacrifice. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, Two of Swords. Wow. High Priestess. Wheel of Fortune. The World. Okay, Pisces, you are closing this out with your head held high. I think what we have here is either a family member who desperately needs you, but they left you out in the cold before, they left you to sacrifice, and you're thinking, why should I change my life dramatically because somebody else sat in the energy of the devil? It could be, Pisces, there were issues here with unequal give and take. They could have left you to sacrifice while somebody else sat in the Nine of Pentacles. Whatever this is, you are saying, Two of Swords, no. I'm sorry, but no. No. You are refusing to talk about this. You may be cutting off communication. What you are thinking about is, I am moving myself into a brand new cycle and I'm closing this out. I have a feeling, Pisces, somebody needs your help. Somebody needs you to do something for them. But when you were going through a tough time, Pisces, they weren't there. That's what you're thinking about. That's what you're thinking about, Pisces. Four of Pentacles. What you're thinking about, guys, is you are clutching hold of Four Pentacles. You are managing to keep a roof over your head, but it's not easy. You have an Emperor, Pisces, who is communicating to you that they need you to work in partnership because they may need your help somehow. But what you're thinking about is, this person caused me nothing but drama, or I had major issues in a family dynamic that I had to cope with on my own. Eight of Wands. Pisces, this is someone who's been conflicted about contacting you. There might have been drama in a family situation. They may be playing the victim. I don't know what to do, Pisces. I don't know what to do. Four of Swords. I need to heal this situation, or we want to heal the connection with you. But Pisces, you know the truth. You know the truth. This is someone who took a leap of faith and a risk, may be in a long-term commitment, and they cause their own demise. They cause their own burden, or worse, this is someone, Pisces, who might have done something risky with family money. You ended up having to sacrifice. You got the short end of the straw, and now they're coming to you saying, Pisces, I or we need you. What you're thinking about is, King of Pentacles, you can sort your own problems out. It may be this is someone claiming poverty when you're thinking, well, no, they're sat in the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. It may be, Pisces, what they're saying to you is, I or we will give you a lot of money if you do this. We're burdened. They may be trying to make up for mistakes in the past. But Pisces, you went through a huge amount because You were somehow left strung up whilst they turned their back on you as a family unit. And now they're love bombing you because they need you. You're basically saying Two of Swords, no. You're not willing to talk about this. You've moved yourself to calmer waters. No thanks to them. And you're closing out the cycle. Wow, guys. Yeah, I mean, they're going to apologize to you or try and apologize to you. But Pisces, it's as if it's going to fall on deaf ears. It's as if it's going to fall on deaf ears. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's move into the hidden truth. So here we go, guys. Archangel Michael, what would this King of Pentacles want to say to Pisces? What would this King of Pentacles want to say to Pisces? Okay. They knew exactly what they were doing when they shut you out in the past. And they have now thought to themselves, okay, I've got to come up with a plan to reconnect with Pisces because I need Pisces now. But you may feel, Pisces, the damage has already been done. It's too late. What else would this King of Pentacles want to say to Pisces? They wish they could take back their words. They may have said something harsh. They may have blamed you for their own mistakes. Pisces. Yeah. Final message from this King of Pentacles to Pisces. I hope that you can forgive me one day. Yeah. They know what they did was out of order. They know what they did was unforgivable. You may never even have received a proper apology from this person, Pisces. They may have somehow turned it back on you, blamed you. It was your fault somehow. But this is someone who came up with a plan, and they knew, Pisces, that this plan they came up with would affect you. And they left you strung up here. So now this person needs you somehow in their corner. They're desperately contacting you. Oh, Pisces, yes, you know, I really need your help, or we need your help, or we can help you a bit financially now. What you're basically saying is, well, it's too late. It's too late, because I've managed to pull myself up out of a really toxic situation where I was sort of left by the roadside. And I'm sorry you're going through a difficult time, but I've built my own life now, and you can sort out your own problems, is what I'm getting. This is difficult, Pisces, but you may simply say, I'm sorry, but I just can't do what you're asking me to do. Yeah. It was their fault, Pisces, but they somehow blamed you, which was unfair, right? It was their fault, but they blamed you. They're thinking about a specific day or a moment or a conversation that's sort of burned into their memory, is what I'm getting. Pisces, what would you want to say to them? Let's see, what would you want to say to them? This is what they want to say to you. Oh, breaks my heart. Yes, I mean, Pisces, you may have a lot of love for this person, unconditional love, but because they left you in a difficult situation in the past, because they came up with a strategic plan, which they knew would affect you badly, what you're thinking about is, I have to take care of myself now. And if they are asking you, Pisces, to somehow sacrifice yet again to help them when they left you out in the cold, I think, Pisces, you're going to say, I'm sorry, but no. I'm sorry, but no. Pisces, you are going to move yourself forward into a beautiful new cycle. You're going to cut contact, probably. And I think, Pisces, you're not going to look back. With the energy of the world, you're moving into a new cycle. They can sort their own problems out, right? They weren't there when you needed them, so why should you be there when they need you? I'm leaving it there. Pisces, I hope that's helped. Take care of you. And of course, I'm sending love and light your way and many blessings. Bye, guys.